Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. We were just here this morning, most of us. So, how is everybody? I mean, seriously, aside from writing and all of that, I am, I got so much done this morning during sprints. I don't know what to do with myself. But Q3 planning is almost done. I got my Kanban boards. Oh my God, Jenna, that's hilarious. Me in one ear, Matt in the other. I am in good company. I'm in good company. Um, I got my stickies all done, and I thought I was like done, other than putting together, like punching out um, my actual plan and putting it in this beautiful happy planner that I had um, tucked away in the back. I purchased it from Michael's for like $5 at the end of 2022. I think it was like in September 2022, and it's a 2022 planner. I bought it for the cover, and it has metal rings, and I never used it for anything. So that is what I am going to be doing. And then I realized that I hadn't printed off my weekly reviews and my planning, like my weekly planning pages. This is true, but it doesn't. The Michaels around here, they've gotten out of happy planners. It's hard to get anything happy planner, and we have 1, 2, 3 Michaels stores within a 15-minute drive of me, and I haven't seen them. I was in there the other day, and they had like 2 sticker books, and that was all they had, and the sticker books were like $35 a piece, right? So I do have what I need to make my own covers. And I order my happy planners from Amazon because they're a lot cheaper anyway. Hey, Carla. I see Miranda's here too. So that was kind of the rush to get some of that printed off. But I seriously doubt that I will be doing any more work after this afternoon, because it's been a long week. It's been a really long week. And but things are going along really well. I got Vengeful Soul back from Jenna last week, and I've been really good. I have not touched it yet. Have not touched it yet. My plan was to start on July the 1st with edits for camp. And I wasn't actually expecting to get it back until like the first week of July. But Jenna, being Jenna, super quick with it. And I was like, "Oh, do I wanna start? I think I wanna start." And then I'm like, "No, I'm gonna stick to the plan, and I'm going to take, um, last week and this coming week, I'm just gonna take it easy." I'm actually planning on taking an entire day off this week, and I'm planning on taking, Thursday off. That's it. I'm taking the whole day. So I will not be answering emails or DMs or anything like that on Thursday. It's not your fault I did it in 2 weeks. Uh, I will say that, the 2 people who have read there's 2 people here who have read this story, and I am proud of myself that I made them both sick to their stomachs with that one scene. There is a scene in there that's kinda gory, and, yeah, I didn't think I was doing it justice, but apparently I did. So pretty happy about that. Oh, you sent me an email, did you, Jenna? You need me to ignore? Sent it to the wrong person. So yeah, I'm really I'm on the books for the to get the cover done in mid-August. So it looks like I will be the 3rd week of September for a release date. Once I get the ebook cover from her and it's finalized, I will put Vengeful Soul up for pre-order. So I'm thinking that will probably be end of August, 1st of September. Don't worry, I'll be putting up a video with, a little more teaser and the new cover, because I did have a cover for it, and for some reason, the cover artist and we just weren't communicating. Um, I was having a really hard time trying to get her to understand what it was I was looking for, and to do simple things like change my name on it and stuff, and we just did not click, so I called it a wash, um, and I will be going with Jacqueline Sweet for this entire series, and that's the same person that does Inca's covers for her Storm of Paper Starlings and all of those ones, and I am absolutely stoked. She also does Jody Jean's Team of 8 covers as well. So I'm totally stoked that I am able to be on her books for this whole series. But yeah, I'm excited, and I've already started plotting book 2. I have 32,000 words written in that book that I think are going to be usable. I'm hoping are going to be usable. If not the actual words, the premise of the scene will still be usable. So that's like super exciting. It's been so long. It's been so long since I have done a full-length novel. This is the first time I've ever done like an overarching series. Now, my pen name, Lang Walsh, Chance Encounters is a series, but you can read them all like standalones, and they're like short stories around 8 to 10,000 words. And like there's like season 1, it's all the same character, and then season 2 is all the same character, and he showed up in season 1, and then the same thing with season 3, he showed up in season 2, and so they're connected, but there's no plot. It's just pure smut. There's really no plot to speak of. um so this is turning out to be a much deeper plot than I had originally intended for it to be. I had intended it to be, like a paranormal romance, and now there's all this intrigue and world building going on in the background that I have never like gotten this deep with a story. And I find that I'm really, really enjoying it. And I can see myself being in this series for the next 6, 8 years. Because it's already produced one spinoff, which will be like a standalone, probably a novella. But yeah, and I will continue. I wasn't going to, but I will be continuing with the Lang Walsh stuff as well. I have a novella that I'm actually kind of picking away at right now. I was going to do it for Nano in November, and I just wasn't feeling it at the time. Little did I know I was completely burnt out, which is why I couldn't write. So that will be something that I kind of just pick away at for the next little while. But it will be going up exclusively on Ream. So yeah, Ream. I was totally stoked by that webinar yesterday. Totally stoked. I will be doing a rebrand and a relaunch of Ream come I'm going to be doing all of the work for it in August, and then I'll relaunch it in September. So no tea today, guys. It's too freaking hot for tea. I'm going to have to go take another shower after this, I think, because it's so warm in this room. I'm surprised he's here. I'm surprised he's not out in front of the air conditioner. But yeah, so that's kind of like the plans for all the writing that I'm going to be getting done. I'm hoping to have book 2 out before the end of the year. I would like to do a mid-November release on that one. So, and then book 3, which is almost completely written, but it would obviously need some tweaking now, will probably come out in February. I'd like to just for the heck of it release it on my brother's birthday, because I know that Scott would have gotten such a charge out of what I'm doing here. So I'm probably I'll be releasing a book on his birthday, one way or the other. It's funny. He always needs to be close to me. He's not a cuddly cat, only during thunderstorms, where he will like lay on my chest and I have to like pet him. But he has to be near me, right? Like when I go out to cook supper, he will go and lay on the kitchen floor. So long as he can see me, he's happy, right? Um, but yeah, and of course he likes to be admired. You're right. You're very right, Carla. He likes to be admired. So that's kind of where I am with the writing. There's I am getting some resistance. I'm like some personal resistance against my writing lately, and I don't really know why. It's not imposter syndrome. It is absolutely not imposter syndrome. I've already explored that. Um, I think it might be more of a, can I do this and keep to this timeline while also handling all the stuff for Scroll and Scribe? And hey, Ange, I think that that is maybe the problem. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It's something I haven't really dug too hard into because it just came up for me like this week. And I think that part of that is the anxiety of taking time off or taking things slow. Because I know a lot of us have problems with slowing down or taking time off, especially when you are like heading towards a serious goal, or the fact that you want this so bad and you're also working a full-time job or whatever, trying to get there, and this is it. Recharge time is great to find whenever possible. And gaming and painting. Oh, I love this for you, Jenna. I love this for you. Um, and I love that picture that you sent me last night. This is something that I actually is on my Kanban board for my 6 months for life is gaming. Even though I'm not a heavy gamer. I don't even have any consoles in the house. I gave them all to my son. But I do have my Sims computer. And I'm a big player of Stardew Valley, right? So I'm going to be starting a new Stardew Valley file. I'm going to do the whole like journaling and keeping lists and stuff. Also, as well, I am teaching myself to crochet this quarter. I do knit a little bit, and I'm going to knit I have there's a horse that I knit, and with regular yarn, it's about this big, but I have the really thick yarn and they end up being like this big. So I'm going to make one for Ben, and I'm going to start a new cross stitch project this quarter, I think. I haven't done much cross stitch in the last couple of years. I used to do a lot of it when I was working at call center, especially when I had to work like Christmas Day or whatever, right? This is awesome. I love this. I have no clue how to crochet. No clue. I bought one of those little kits with the videos that you download. This was mostly me breaking through a block left over from my marriage because she crocheted and she was really, really good at it in crocheting since she could hold a crochet hook. And I was always told that I wasn't allowed to do it. And so I've always wanted to learn how to do it. So I figured, I'm going to teach myself. It might be a little uncomfortable for me at first, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I love the little, the one I got has a frog and an octopus, I think, in it. See, a lot of people say this. My problem with crocheting is the tension. So I bought one of those rings that you put the yarn through that's supposed to help with the tension, because that's where I have a problem. And when I knit, I don't hold the yarn properly, but I hold it the way I need to hold it to get the right tension on it, right? I know that Mal and Jill Cooper, their daughter, picked up crocheting like that, and she goes to like farmers markets and stuff, and she sells, of course, the little animals and stuff, but she also makes flowers. And apparently, like the last time she went to one of these farmers markets, she does crocheting and she makes slime. And she also made like crochet like tops and stuff. But apparently the last time she went, she made like over $1,000. She was so stoked. She's like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, maybe. Yeah, see, I would love to be able to crochet some blankets. But like I said, I have to teach myself. It's a completely new skill for me. It's a completely new skill. I have not tried yet. I bought the kit quite some time ago. Admittedly, there was still snow on the ground, but I have not done it yet. But it is on my Kanban board, and I've broken it down because I know it's going to be uncomfortable. I have broken it down to I get to go buy some new yarn. Okay, there is yarn in the kit. That's fine. But I get to go buy some new yarn. I download the videos. I put together a little crocheting bag, and then I teach myself how to crochet. Tension will always be a problem when you start. Yeah. Like I said, I got I got one of those rings, so I'm kind of hoping that's going to help. I'm really hoping that's going to help. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think that I'm definitely going to make one of those horses for Ben. I was thinking about making one for Evie and sending it out to Evie as well, because I know that she is very much into horses right now. And it doesn't take me any time to knit one of those. It's a really easy pattern. It's you just 2 pieces and they're flat, right? And then the ears, and then you crochet the ears, or you knit the ears and they're also flat. And then you just sew it all together and put the mane and the tail on, which are just knotted pieces of yarn. And that's all there is to it. You can put eyes and stuff on it, but I never do because I usually end up giving them to small children. I did knit one for my dad way back when, and he used to take it on the road with him along with the teddy bear that my son made for him. It was always the first thing that went into his bag. A little bit of home. Well, Avery made him a teddy bear because he thought that Poppy would get lonely while he was on the road. He was very little when he made it. It's adorable. My mom still has it. But yeah, so that's kind of my 6 months for life plan, of course, along with the whole, eat better, get some movement in. I decided that I'm not going to exercise per se. That did not go well this last quarter, but getting some movement in. I noticed over the last few months, listening to Amber McHugh talking about what her schedule looks like. And she never says that she exercises. She says that she gets some movement in. And I thought, what a great way to, change your mindset about it. Because for me, with my disabilities, sometimes doing a full workout is just not possible. But 10 minutes of stretching is, going and getting on the treadmill for just 10 minutes would be possible, but a full workout with weights and the whole 9 yards and spending an hour in the gym is not always possible, but it's about building the habit, as opposed to going to the gym. I mean, I got YouTube on my television set, put on a yoga video, Yoga with Adrienne. She actually has a video that it's yoga for writers. And it seems, I took a quick look at it, and it seems to focus mostly on upper back, shoulders, and neck, which when we spend this much time at the computer, we can definitely use that. Boy band. You had said this to me before, Jenna, the boy band workout dance videos. I'm going to have to look into that because love me a boy band. and I love to dance. So Ziggy thinks I'm crazy when I do, but it's so funny the way he looks at me. If I'm dancing around the room, he looks at me like I have lost my ever-loving mind. Um, See, this is it right here. This is it. It's when it's not a habit, it's so, so hard. So for me, for the first month, I was going over my 6 months for life workbook this morning, and I noticed that I had made a note to myself that it's probably going to take me a solid month to figure out what works, not just for movement, but for downtime, right? This is the thing. Down one thing I did learn this past quarter with all of the hours that I put in getting things ready for Inkspire Indie, was that Mondays and Tuesdays, I cannot do anything creative. Those are the days that I spend my morning doing consulting work for the SaaS company that I used to work full time for. And because it's a real technical business, it literally sucks the creativity out of me, literally. And I can't write those days. I can't brainstorm like ideas for social media. Those are the days that I have to do things like admin. They're also the days that this quarter I am going to do grocery shopping and meal prep because I don't need to be super creative to do that because I already did up my meal plan for the week on Sunday, right? So, hey, Jordan, how are you, sweetheart? And Yolanda, love yoga with Adrian. Yes, it's funny because she was suggested to me by like two different doctors, by my GP and by a pain specialist. So it was not. I would commute to work by walking around the block and then sitting down to teach. I love this. At the end of the day, I would walk around the block the other way to commute. I love that. That's a really neat idea. That's a really neat idea. But that's kind of like where I am with 6 months for life. It's going to take some time. This is not something that I am used to putting focus on myself. It's uncomfortable for me to put focus on myself. I can do self-care. But to put the focus on me for things like cross-stitching, to take that downtime to say, at 5 o'clock on these days, I am done for the day. To peel myself back to 45 hours a week from the 60 to 60, what was that, 67 I did about 3 weeks ago? That's going to be the hardest part of this. I have gotten myself used to working like myself into working myself into the ground. Kay came up alongside of me and she's like, and I had to listen because, I was waking up after a full night's sleep, of actually getting a full night's sleep, exhausted, eyes burning, just wanted to go back to bed after getting 8 hours of sleep and having to get up and put my game face on and go face the world. I realized I was absolutely burnt out. So this is me trying to take care of myself again. It's a skill that it's a new skill for me. It's a new skill for me because to me, taking care of myself always meant making sure I picked up groceries. It was making sure I did my laundry, making sure my house was clean, making sure my bills were paid on time. That was me taking care of myself. But there was never, getting a haircut, getting my nails done. That was me taking care of myself. But it was never about refilling my well. And it wasn't until I joined this community that I started to learn how to do that. And it's really only been the last year that I have been trying to put it into practice. But because I never made it a focus of my quarterly goals, it wasn't happening the way it needed to happen. Yeah, sure, it would happen sporadically. I'd do nano, and then in December, I'd take a week, first week of December, and not write. Well, that wasn't refilling my well. That was just me not writing because I wasn't doing anything to refill that creative well, right? This is it. This is it. And I've found it even more difficult since I moved my desk into my bedroom. I'm getting pretty good at ending my day, but still not very good at not just getting up, feeding him, putting on the coffee pot, and coming straight in here and starting to work at like 7:30, 8:45 in the morning. So that is what this is for. So this is my daily routine. This is my morning routine in here. And it consists of the 6 Months for Life workbook. Okay. So I printed off a bunch of the goals pages and the review pages to do once a month. But and the weekly planner pages and the daily planner pages. So I will be tracking my 6 Months for Life in here. But in here, I also have the scripting pages where that Sarah gave us, that you draw the card, and because here, the scripting pages. My God, that light, y'all. There we go. See the scripting pages? And then there was one other thing that I hadn't planned on adding anything else. I put these big ones in there to make it nice and accessible for 6 months. And that was it. I was going to sit down. I was going to do my morning 6 Months for Life planner. I was going to do my scripting, and then I could get to work. But last week in the Modern CEO, I forget which one it was about, but there was a lady she said every day, well, we were talking about finances, and she said, every day I do an exercise during my morning journaling, and I call it Money on the Table. And I list between 5 and 10 things of where can I make a few bucks quickly. So maybe I have a bicycle sitting in my shed that has been there for 2 years and my butt hasn't been on it. I can sell that, right? Or maybe it's like I have to send out that invoice and I haven't sent it out. It doesn't have to necessarily be business related. It can be personal. So me being me, I went into Canva and I really am getting sick of this ring light. I created this Money on the Table worksheet, and I'm going to add that to it. So every morning I'm going to sit down and it's going to be like, where is there money in my life that I am leaving on the table? For instance, I purchased a juicer last year, Christmas time, because I was going to juice. And then I realized how much freaking time it takes. I did it twice. I just don't have the time for it. I love it. I would absolutely recommend doing it if you have the time to do it. But I don't have the time. And that juicer has been sitting back there since the end of January. So it's still in the original box. So I can sell that, right? It's things like that. We have an Instapot we don't use. I can sell that. I've got a bank account with, $50 in it that I haven't put in this. So I can take that and close that bank account. I don't. I wish I did. I don't. But I'm just saying, these, Jenna, where did they all go? There's Hello Kitty. There's Hello Kitty. This is a panda. This is a unicorn. And then that's my pig. They all come from Miss Pippa Jane on Etsy. I love her. I love her. I've got, like, I get all of my stuff from her. This one here, Basic Witch. I love that one too. I also have one that says Resting Witch Face. It's in my planner and I love it. Hello, air fryer. My mother just bought an air fryer. It came 3 weeks ago and she still hasn't even taken it out of the box to clean it so we can use it. And I told her I wanted nothing to do with it. But my nephew has one and they use it like 4 or 5 times a week. But then they also have a small child. So sticking French fries in the air fryer or chicken nuggets works for them, right? We'll see. I don't hold out a whole lot of hope it's going to get any more use in the Instapot. I really don't. I would rather be able to stuff something in the oven and walk away for a half an hour, which is what I'm doing for supper tonight. I will say my rice cooker gets tons of use. But yeah, so that's kind of like my morning. Hubby bought an Instapot. Well, this is it. My mother has a crock pot that is probably 25 years old. I love the crock pot. Love it. The Instapot, all it is it's just a pressure cooker. I was like, everybody's going on Instapot this and Instapot that. And I said, Mom got it. And I went to go use it. I'm like, wait. I used to have one of these I stuck on the stove top and cooked a whole chicken in. Is this not the same thing? It's an electric pressure cooker. Right? I love this. Love it. Yeah, see, like I said, Matthew uses it all the time, and he cooks everything from chicken nuggets to bacon, potatoes. I just want something that's going to cut my cooking time down because I do the bulk of the cooking, and I just want something I can stick it into something and walk away for a half an hour. I love my crock pot. This is it. I found it. All of these recipes for the Instapot usually require starting and stopping. And I just, like I said, I just want to throw it in there and walk away. So that's another thing that I have on my 6 months for life is planning meals that, like, for instance, tomorrow I am going to make a great big pot of spaghetti sauce so that we have stuff in the freezer. And my big thing is, like, I'm going to do make spaghetti sauce, but I'm not putting meat in it. I'm using lentils because I need to show Mom that it's okay to not have meat in your spaghetti sauce. I have always used lentils instead of meat in my spaghetti sauce. I still get that hamburger texture, but there's more protein in it. Off topic, squirrel. Oh my. I don't know, Ziggy, is there a squirrel? He's like, don't bother me, I'm sleeping. So I feel really confident in my plan for Q3. I feel very, very confident in my writing schedule because I came to that conclusion of Mondays and Tuesdays are just not going to be writing days for me. I knew it. I knew it back in Q4 because I left that job at the place where you build teddy bears in August. But I still worked 2 mornings a week for Windstorm. And I kept trying to push myself to write that day. Kept trying to push myself. It did not work. And it wasn't until this past quarter. So I had Q4, Q1 that I was in complete and utter denial. 6 solid months of complete and utter denial that I could do it all. And then Q2 is when I really kind of started going, okay, I'm not going to write today. It's okay to not write today. I can do other things. It was like, and then I heard Sarah's voice in my ear going about low energy tasks. And So I started doing low energy tasks on Mondays and Tuesdays. And I started noticing that I was picking things that I didn't have to really think about, like emails and scheduling and stuff like this, website building, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually getting way more done now since I told myself you don't have to write on Mondays and Tuesdays, because I would try to make myself write, and then when I couldn't write, I spent the rest of the day beating myself up about it instead of actually getting stuff done, right? So, um trying the novel approach of writing this quarter, I'm going to write one project at a time. Inga, who are you? And what have you done with my friend? Because, yeah, Jenna, this changing roles helps so much. It really does. It really, really does. And you absolutely can just work on one project at a time. You know what? Maybe that's what you need right now, is just to switch gears a little bit, hun. I'm still struggling with breaking projects down into tasks. If I don't break it down, my ADHD looks at it and says, oh no, that's hard. We're not going to do that. You know what? Go as granular as you need to. As I mentioned before you came in, is that one of the goals that I had this quarter was to teach myself how to crochet, and I have some blockages with that due to my previous marriage. And I broke it down into buy some yarn, download the videos, watch the videos, crochet an animal, crochet another animal. I broke it down into like one single step that could literally take me less than 60 seconds to do. And I've had to do that with other projects. I really have. And those kind of things are really great for low energy days too. Like if you're okay, let's say I decided I wasn't going to teach myself how to crochet until September, but in the middle of August, I was having a fibro flare up, and brain fog is a thing, and I couldn't write today. Well, maybe instead of writing 100 words, I will go and download the videos. I'm still moving forward. The sticky's still getting moved. The needle is still moving. But it's a low energy task for those days I don't feel well, right? And if you have chronic illness, one thing that's super important with HB90 is that you make sure you have those low energy tasks. You have to account for your chronic illness, or you're going to crash and burn. It won't change anything for you if you do not take into account that there's going to be days where you wake up and you're going to be like, I can barely stand upright today, but I still need to feel like I'm doing something productive, right? I can't think, so clean the toilet. Yeah. Then I find I can do the next thing. I get this. I have people that I love that have ADHD. I wouldn't be surprised if I was told that I have it, because I have to, like, everything is a separate task, right? So let's say you're going to clean the toilet, and it's like, okay, well, first I have to get my gloves, and then I have to get my cleaner, and then I have to take the toilet seat off, because I'm that person. I take the toilet seat off, and then I have to scrub the inside of the bowl, and then I have to scrub the outside of the bowl. Like, everything is a step, and each step is a separate task, right? Yeah, go granular, hun. Like, go super granular as much as you need to, that your brain, and it'll click for you when it's enough. It'll click for you, trust me. Yeah, you can just do the one thing and feel like you did something. You get to move the sticky, right? You get to move the sticky. Snowball effect, pay the smallest balance off and minimum on the others until it's paid off. That was way back when the wealthy barber. That was the wealthy barber, Carla. We're aging ourselves, honey. That was the wealthy barber that said that. I remember when his book came out, I was all over it like green on grass. So you have a checklist of things I have to do today. Shower, brush my teeth, brush my hair. Yep. And I have that Finch app on my phone, and let me tell you, it's wonderful because I'm that person that when I get super focused on something, like, I'll forget to brush my teeth. I will absolutely forget to brush my teeth. You know, I'll look at the clock and it'll be 2 o'clock and I'm wondering why I'm sick to my stomach and my blood sugar's crashing. Well, because I haven't eaten, right? So do what you got to do. No judgment. Anybody who judges you should not be in your bubble. They don't deserve to be in your bubble. But yeah, so I mean, Q3 planning, feeling confident, feeling super, super confident. One big thing, Inkspire Indie was so much fun, so jam-packed with info. I learned a lot from Kay and Tracy, who came and did workshops. I learned a lot about how I'm going to present it next quarter. It was so much fun. And now we're gathering together this really great little group for the first cohort of Scroll and Scribe. So the way that this whole thing works is that I do Inkspire Indie, okay, and that's kind of a day-ish long virtual event. And then we open the cart for Scroll and Scribe. It stays open until the end of the month, and then it closes, and then that cohort is in. If you were in the previous cohort, you can keep going until you're sick of it. It is going to be so much fun. It is going to be so much fun. These weekly workshops that we're doing are going to be a hoot. This is for the business of your business. Because one thing that I've noticed about the indie industry, there are some amazing courses out there on how to get your book published, right? Not so many places to go for how do I do my expenses? What about all this software I keep hearing about that I should use? Do I need a coach? Who should I go to for an editor? You know, all of this sort of thing. And the whole idea behind Scroll and Scribe for me was to cut out all of the searching and vetting and time that it would take for you to find all of this stuff on your own. So I am super excited. The cart is open until noon next Sunday. It's going to be so much fun. And we start on July the 1st. It's a holiday here in Canada. It's Canada Day, but I will still be working. I will still be working. I am so excited to have you there. This is going to be a blast. A blast. There will be like a little bit of writing. Like I think one of the weekly workshops for July is going to be a writing prompt party, right? I've done up a bunch of writing prompts and we're going to write together, and those who want to share get to share. It's very personal. Everything is done over Zoom. It's very one-on-one, very much like not you guys sit there and just listen to me talk or listen to Jenna talk or listen to Tracy talk, or, you know, like how we do, right? This is going to be a lot more interactive, which I think, Jenna, you do kind of the same thing with Soul Bard Academy, right? It's like really interactive. I know the class that I took from Jenna on So You Want to Be an Author Tuber was awesome. It was awesome. I learned so much, and it was very interactive, right? It won't be, yeah. If you don't put this stuff on your list, it's just not going to happen, right? This, Inka, I have an alarm on my phone for 8:30 every night to remember to take my meds. Yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Inkspire Indie was. We had so much fun. Or are you talking about Jenna's course? Because Jenna's course was a lot of fun too. I really enjoyed that. This is it. I don't notice body signals. I have a hard time with knowing if I'm full. Does anybody else have that issue? I don't want to be talking too much about food here because I know it can be really triggering to some people, but author tuber, yeah, it was so much fun. So much fun, and I learned so much. Jenna knows her stuff when it comes to YouTube. That is for sure. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. It's good. Things are good. And I want to be checking in with you guys as well. You know, I want to be checking in with you guys, and I want you to know that you can always reach out to me. I have people reach out to me all the time by email just because they need some advice or there's something going, where do I find this resource or this sort of thing? Because I mean, I've been here 4 years now, 4 years now in the indie author space. And I don't know everything, and I'll never know everything. But if I don't know something, if you come to me and you ask me and I can't help you, I will find you someone who can. Because that is the joy and the beauty of this wonderful little community we've got going on here, is that everybody is they're also willing to help. And I am grateful every day that I happened to stumble upon a video by a lady sitting on her floor with a big pregnant belly packing washi tape. That was the very first video of Sarah's that I saw. And then I went back. No, that wasn't the very first, because I saw her before she got pregnant with Evie. But I think that was the first one I sat down and watched, like actively watched. That's when she was doing up her washi tape because they were I love the washi tape video. She was like, I have to find things to do, but my belly is so big and I'm so tired and everything else. And then she's like sitting on the floor in the living room, just surrounded by washi tape. It was awesome. It was awesome. And then I just seemed to slide right into this community and got to meet all of you guys. And, you know, and there's new people joining all the time. Like Jordan hasn't been here that long, and it's been fabulous getting to know you, hun. And these, you know, this community is so tight. Like we're just there for each other. I know, right? Been watching and lurking her long before I joined the conversation. I mean, when I saw her the first time, I rushed to Facebook and found the Heart Breathings community. And I know Jen's like, I love that video. It was awesome. It really was. She was adorable with the great big belly on her. But, and, you know, I'm very, very grateful to be part of this and to be able to hang out with you guys like this. Like, this is tons of fun for me. I could be sitting in front of the TV right now. I could, but I'd rather be here with you guys. I'd rather be talking to you about, you know, here's a new thing for you, money on the table. Like, here's a, you know, here's a new resource. Here's something to make life fun. Here's Ziggy. I always say that most of the people that follow me only follow me for him. Yeah. My other cats that I had before Ziggy, Max and Pebbles, they were brother and sister from the same litter. Max was as big as Ziggy. Aside from the fact that he had short hair, I would have sworn he was a Maine Coon because he was huge. And then Pebbles was short and stubby and fat. She had no neck. But she was adorable. And she had a fan club. She had her own fan club. She was just the sweetest. It was like Max got all the smart and Pebbles got all the sweet because she was not intelligent. She was, oh my God, she was so fat. She had a thyroid problem that we never got a handle on. Yeah, we never got a handle on her thyroid problem, but they were amazing cats. And it took me almost 2 years before I had it in me to, and I probably wouldn't have gotten another cat, but that somebody came to me saying that he needed, like they needed a home for him like that day. I didn't even have food for him or anything when they brought him to me. So, yeah, when Evie was just walking, I remember when Evie came home from the hospital. It was crazy. Found her right before she announced she was pregnant with Evie. Yeah, and this is the thing, life changing. When you find your people, it's life changing. And this is what we have done. Compliments of Sarah and her many social media portals. We've found our people. I cannot tell you the relationships that I have built inside of the Heart Breathings community, and people I love like family. Someday we're all going to be together, and so we're going to have to just pull in a truck filled with nothing but Kleenex, because there's going to be tears and lots of laughter. And isolation is painful, Jenna. I agree. 100% agree. Oh my God. Speaking of which, got to tell you, the funniest thing happened to me last week. I was in a Modern CEO Zoom meeting, and it was our mid-year virtual, retreat. Amber is in Chicago. Sarah was with her in Chicago, I believe. And so she was doing it from her in-laws' basement with the washer and dryer behind her, because it was the only place she could go that was like quiet in the house. And she put us all into breakout rooms to basically be like, here's where I am, this is what I have planned for the next half of the year, and this is what I need help with. And she put me in the room with 3 other people, and one of the people I had never met before. And she started and she said, my name is, and I'm from Nova Scotia. And I'm like, I never thought I would meet another Blue Noser here. And she laughed and said, I'm in Halifax, which is what I say to people because it's the major center closest to where I live. And then she's like, wait, I'm in Halifax. I said, okay, well, technically I'm in Bedford. And she said, I'm in Bedford. And I said, well, I'm right off of this street. And she started to laugh. She goes, I live on that street. She literally lives 2 minutes drive from me, just on the other side of the highway. The stars aligned. How can that happen? Out of all of these people internationally that Amber McHugh brings together on a regular basis, and she didn't know that we were both from, because she doesn't pay any attention to where we come from other than the country, right? Because there's so many people. And she put us in the same breakout room. And so I'm like, oh, well, we should meet for coffee. I said, there's this really great coffee place up behind the Shoppers Drug Mart. She goes, yeah, the one right next to Boom Burger. And it was like, oh my God. See, and this is it. This is how you felt when you found out Kay lives 2 hours away. It's incredible how the synchronicities happen. And if it wasn't for Sarah, I never would have heard of Amber. I never would have gone to Planathon last year. And I never would have won a membership to the Modern CEO. And I would never have found out that this other Modern CEO lives 2 minutes down the road from me. Everything happens for a reason. No, let me rephrase that. Every good thing happens for a reason. And I thought about not going live to that retreat. I'm like, I'm feeling kind of crummy. I promised myself I'd take some time off. Do I really want to sit for 3 hours in a Zoom meeting? And then I'm like, yeah, but this is Amber. It's going to be a party. There'll be music. There's always music. So I went, and this happened. this is kind of, and Jenna, you'll know what I'm talking about here because it was Matt that said it, that the path is laid out for you, but you have to take action when these things are presented to you, right? Go to the 3-hour Zoom meeting because you never know who you're going to meet that might be able to help you. Like that day that I turned on YouTube, I was and saw Sarah for the first time. I was like, I did it because I was depressed. I felt like my life wasn't going where I wanted it to go. I wanted to write. I wanted to write and I wanted to publish, and I needed to find out how I was going to do that. So I turned on YouTube and I searched self-publishing. And there she was. And I mean, she wasn't the first video that came up. I just scrolled through and I saw this woman's face, and there was something about her that made me think, this is the person that I want to listen to. This is the person who's going to be able to tell me how to put my feet on this path. Appreciate that revision. Yeah. All the good things happen for a reason, huh? Take the action. Take the action. And it kind of like, don't wait for perfect, because perfect will never happen. CCIA. Consistent, committed, imperfect action. Take the action because you never know where it's going to lead. Inka found Sarah searching for Kanban boards. I didn't even know what a Kanban board was before I met Sarah. I didn't know. It wasn't something that I had ever come across before. Storyboards I had come across, like Act 1, Act 2, kind of thing. Those I had done because I used to work in advertising. But take the action, like if something presents itself to you and you're kind of like, I don't know if I really want to. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Unless you're having a strong visceral reaction to not doing the thing, do the thing. Because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's going to be able to say, oh, hey, I know someone who can help you. You never know. And if you don't take the chance, you're never going to know, right? I Googled bullet journals for writers. I still don't use a bullet journal, but I kept Sarah. I love it. I love it. I kept her too. Saw a few Sarah Cannon videos, but then found one where she talks about her trauma history. That made her seem like a real person. That's another thing. I mean, Sarah taught me through all of her videos that it's okay to be vulnerable to people. That the majority of people are going to embrace you for it and not make fun of you or use it against you or whatever. Because like I've talked on this channel about my last marriage and about the death of my brother and that sort of thing. It's okay to be vulnerable. I would never would have dreamed about coming on YouTube and talking to people about the very last conversation I had with Scott. Never would have dreamed of that before I found Heart Breathings. Never would have thought to do that. That would have been way too vulnerable for me. But I know that you guys, are feeling it with me. And that it means the world to me. And you guys are I'm getting all gushy here, you guys. You guys mean the world to me. And I am so happy that I get to do these little hour-long chit chats, It's awesome. It's awesome. I love you guys to death. I will be doing another one in 2 weeks' time. I think 2 weeks' time. July is going to be super busy, y'all. Because not only do we have Double Down Day, we also have Virtual Writing Retreat. I am so excited. Oh, thank you, Inka. Thank you, honey. Listen, guys, Ink is heading to London, and she's taking Carlos with her this time. I cannot wait to see the pictures. I can't wait. It's planner stack videos. Yeah. And then I remembered that I used to write too. I love this. Apparently, she just had a video go up. It's an hour and a half long. Hour and a half. It's going to be, it's about like how she sets up her planner, her Franken planner, which is awesome. Yes, it is. It is. We should definitely go to the beach. I will mention that to Renee. I will mention that. Listen, you guys, I love you to death. I'm going to go take another shower here because, bleh. Yes. Okay. Ink is a lot of fun. Ink is a lot of fun to be around. That's for sure. That is for sure. Okay. Listen, love you guys. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Okay. Get that self-care in. Take some downtime. Let the guilt go. Let the guilt go about taking the downtime. You need it. Your creativity needs it. You know, if you can't write your books, somebody's going to miss out. The world needs your stories. I will see you all. Hopefully, I'll see some of you on Tuesday for Tough Love Tuesday over on the Scroll Scribe channel. And hopefully, I get to see more of you inside of Scroll Scribe. I would love to have you come join us. Link down here below and in the pinned comments. Love you guys to bits. I will see you later. Take care.